Ozzy and shit, Metallica. Once you get that shit in your fucking repertoire, it's done. Metalhead for life, baby. I love it.
I think that's, like I said, that's one of the biggest things that I give my dad props to, for just giving me that introduction to that fucking old school rock, man, that you don't have now. I mean, you find good songs nowadays, but I think the energy back then was just different, man. It was just like, because back then you were either good or you were out.
Mm-hmm. Was your pops a Beatles man or an Elvis man, more or less?
Beatles more, man, than Elvis.
Yeah. My dad's too. Like it always seemed to be the I don't know what it was, like a classicness to it. Like Elvis can rock, but the Beatles, they just knew.
Well, I mean, Elvis had a different kind of rock, man. It was like, I think Elvis was like conservative rock. If that was ever a genre, like you wanna get down, but you're like, I go to church with some of these people, and you're like, let me just boogie a little bit, shake the leg a little bit, and then I'm getting crazy,
right?
But then you go into like Motley Crue, you go into like, these guys are trashing hotel rooms, you know what I'm saying? This is a different kind of party.
But is that really rock and roll? Like, did you saw Motley Crue, The Dirt, right? Like,
did they need to trash the hotel? I think what happened was,
that far.
I think it just became a staple, man, of like rock and rollers. You had to do it. Like at some point in your life, you got to trash a hotel room. I think that's just kind of a rite of passage they had made.
So if you and I became like world famous podcasters, world famous, and we're rocking and rolling, right?
Yeah, we'd have to sell our souls, man. We have to.
They send us to fucking the Atlanta fucking Ritz Carlton or whatever the fuck. Are we gonna trash a hotel room just because we're famous?
No, man. I don't think. Like I said, it was more established to rock and rollers, man. It wasn't like everybody was doing it. I think it was just one of those rite of passage that, they associated rock and rollers with trashing rooms. And I think the whole thing was rebellion. I think that's where it came from. I think rock and roll started off as, why don't you should join the choir like your sister. No, I don't want to do that. I want to play this. Hey, that sounds pretty good.
Don't you dare show Elvis swinging his hips on TV.
I think I like.
Isn't it funny though how we've transitioned, like Elvis doing his fucking the dance, right, swinging his hips, and then we get like half naked girls in ZZ Top's videos. How we've changed over music, and my kids are listening to shit today. Like I heard my daughter singing some shit, and I'm like, turn that crap down. But it's no louder or more obnoxious than Metallica or King Diamond or the other shit I listen to.
Yeah.
So and mine shit's actually harder and louder than her stuff. So what makes me just say shut up?
I don't think it. I think it's just different eras, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the same way that we got on our parents' nerves, our kids get on our nerves with our stuff, man. I think that's just kind of how it is.
Are your kids back to school? I got 2 more weeks. Wait, what was that say? Oh, can we talk a minute about like one of our side hobbies that you and I do? Can we talk about it?
Sure, we can talk about it if you want to.
So,
shout out Absolute, bro. Shout out Absolute.
Dude, Duran, man. Big props. Hold on. First off, who's this nerd down here? Who do we got with the glasses?
Yo, guys, welcome back, man. Sorry. Today we got my little brother here, Isaiah.
That's your brother?
Yeah, that's my little brother.
I was gonna call him Poindexter with the fucking glasses and shit.
Little brother bigger than the big brother,
I dig it.
But yeah,
is he taller than you?
Yeah, he's the tallest one. It literally was like the oldest was the smallest, and then it just kind of like.
What's the age difference between you two?
What?
How old are you? 40? I don't know.
Hell no.
I don't.
Hell no. I'm almost 50. Fuck you, dude.
35, man. 35. I'll be 36 in what, 20 days? 10 days, man. 10 days, I'll be 36.
It's weird to think that, like, technically, if everything worked out in a bad way, I could be your pops, dude.
Yeah, dude. I always tell people that's my white dad.
Yeah, I can see the resemblance.
No. Jacob looks normal. His brother looks like he's going to invent a time machine or
something. He said what happened to you, Jacob. Why do you look so weird compared to me?
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Life happened, man. That's what happened. He hasn't to suffer. He's the little brother, so he's the spoiled one.
He's a spoiled. Is it true?
Yeah, I decided not to have kids at an early age. That's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what saved me.
You learn from the best.
He learned from all of us. You learned from 3 other people.
We have arguments about why I don't have responsibilities. I was like, I didn't go down the same route y'all did.
Yeah, dude. You know what I'm saying? He looked and it was like the older brother didn't work out too good for him. The second one didn't work out too good. The third one didn't work out too good. So what makes me any different? You know what? I think I just want to have kids right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude,
my daughter, trial and error test runs.
My daughter has grown up with younger twin brothers, right? And that has cemented in her brain that she has nothing to do with kids. She doesn't want kids. She doesn't want to have anything to do with it. No. She's like, I saw what you guys went through with my brothers. I don't want to fucking even touch that shit. I'm done. She's like,
kids are the devil.
I'm just saying, man, maybe I'd have a little bit more expendable income if I didn't have 3.
I guess, you know what I'm saying, the regret that I have is not waiting. You know what I'm saying? Do I regret my kids at all? No. You know what I'm saying? But if I could have chose to have them later on, the same ones, like the same kids, you know what I'm saying, but just later on.
Right. Yeah. But they'd be different kids.
Yeah, well, you're right.
You wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
Like if I would have waited, I wouldn't have my twin boys. You know, if I would have waited a day, I might not have my twin boys.
But, you know, like I said, it's one of those things where it's like, when I say regret, it's not one of those things where like, if I could change it right now, I go back and change it right now. No.
Right.
You know, It's just one of those things, you know, I think it'd be a lot less weight on my shoulders, you know, than it is now. I think I would have a little more time to situate myself a little better.
You'd have more money.
Well, you know, you would have the knowledge of what it takes to actually run a family and what it takes to, you know, be a father than it is to be like, got a kid? Yeah, man, check it out. Look at the picture, man.
That's not being a father.
You know, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think, but it's just more so if I was able to retain the knowledge. If I go back and just not have kids and just be the same stupid person I was back then, nah, I'd stick with where I am now.
If I remained the same guy I was fucking 20 years ago before I had kids and all that, I wouldn't be the same guy. I'd be dead by now. My kids actually, they hold you accountable. You know what I mean? They make you want to be successful. They make you want to be a role model. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's weird how that works. I never wanted kids, and once you have them, I can't live without them.
That's why I keep mine in the basement.
As you should.
I don't want, you know what I'm saying, them get anywhere, start running around.
Right? As soon as they start having opinions, it's over.
What, women?
No, kids. Well, yeah, right.
Say it.
I said it. The views expressed on PNS After Dark do not express the views of PNS Studios, although they kind of do.
No, they don't, man. But no, what were we talking about before, man? We were talking about what? The band's rock and roll.
How we got like our love of certain genres, you know, like the Beatles. Like I love the Beatles. And one of the reasons why is because I remember me and my parents coming home from a fishing trip at this place called Detroit Lake. We were in this truck. I remember the moment vividly. I couldn't have been in the 3rd grade, maybe. And I remember it. This song comes on the radio. My dad's like, do you know who this is? I'm like, no. He goes, it's the Beatles. And all I saw was in my head was like a beetle, like a bug. You know what I mean? And he took me home and he showed me one of the records and it was Beatles, like B-E-A-T. I'm like, oh, you can do things with words and music and it all means weird shit. And it clicked with me at that moment. You know what I mean? So the influence of your parents is huge. Like I love Perry Como. I love Engelbert Humperdinck. You know, I don't mind listening to Tony Bennett or any of those guys. Frankie.
See, I don't know where my love of like Tony Bennett and Dean Martin all that come from because it dash.
Was your dad not that far back?
No, I think what it was more so my uncles. You know, when I started getting into like the lowrider world and stuff like that, for old school cars and stuff, I started learning about older music. Like I'm talking about, you know, pre Elvis. You know. Right,
like what we were talking about.
Yeah,
like the Perry Como.
You know, I started going like the Drifters. You know,
love the Drifters, dude. The Ink Spots.
You know,
I knew some of the Ink Spots. I knew one of the guys from the Ink Spots.
Nice. So then I just started from there. I started going back farther. You know, like what's before that? And you know, obviously with school, you learn about classical music. I was in band, so you know, I picked up that little bit of love there.
Look at. Isn't it amazing though how music matriculates down through the ages? Like look at Bach's Minuet. Da na 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 na. We all know that, right? But then listen to the other song. How softly is the rain that falls between the heavens. You know the song.
Oh, it all trickles, man. It all trickles.
But it's Bach's Minuet. The tone is the same. It's just slowed down and added lyrics. I mean, music is crazy like that.
Yeah, I think I remember Isaiah going through his. He had a Michael Jackson phase.
I still have a Michael Jackson. Do you like Michael Jackson, Isaiah?
Timeless. He's timeless, man. Timeless.
Timeless. Thank you.
Timeless, man.
Thank
Icon.
you. I don't care what you think about the man in his personal life. I don't give a shit. I've seen the documentaries. I've seen the whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy had a musical knowledge beyond anybody else. Like him and Prince. Prince was another one. He can play 23 instruments better than you can take a dump. And I can take pretty good dumps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you get that level of genius in your life? It's beyond me. Oh, no. He's fine. Don't worry about that. Don't blink. Don't you blink. I swear to God.
I was just something in my eye. But
if you have ways of making you talk, Isaiah.
You know, another big influence for me, like music-wise, was video games, man. A lot of GTAs, Vice Cities and stuff got me really big into those pop, older 80s songs and stuff like that, you know.
Right.
Those were a big play.
I will say that about GTA, is that there are a lot of stations you can only listen to one station so long.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was usually Los Santos Rock Radio because it was like the 80s and 90s shit that I loved.
And that's where I found Willie Nelson was in the San Andreas. I just got bored of and put on Willie Nelson. And I was like, well, that's an ain't bad song right there.
That's how I found who was it that Hood Gonna Love It? You ain't gotta like it because the Hood.
Young Jeezy.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm listening to that and I'm like, this is a good song. And then you start listening to more of it. And I'm not a hip hop guy, but at some point, like when you're playing these games and you're exposed to it, and you, all right, I'll listen to the fucking station for an hour while I do crimes. You're like, all right, this is good shit. I get it. But that's the thing. People judge so many things like music without listening to it. But that's the same with everything, right?
They're asking if you played in PMA before there.
Oh yeah.
Were you a 5M'er?
Yeah.
Who did you play?
I was in the what was it called?
He was in Octavia's group, the biker group.
I don't know who's talking. I mean, I can't acknowledge him.
Lost MC or what?
Nah, I was a part of the Angels of Death, the AOD.
Oh, you were AOD.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the ones that
you don't know me, do you?
We can't remove our mask or you're gonna die.
Yeah.
I
was Devin Lords, the lawyer. Did you ever hire me for anything? I represented a lot of bikers.
We never really got caught, man. We were a very clean organization. Very clean organization.
You said we never got caught.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get into it too much, Jacob, you brought Isaiah on to hang out with us and chill, but you also had something you want to talk about, Isaiah? What's up? You got a business proposition? You growing shit?
Oh, so we go growing.
I don't mean
shit.
weed. That came out wrong. You ain't growing shit.
No, I ain't growing it. I'm not growing it. Not making it. Not doing anything. But I was, coming to talk about some of the like peptide experiences and stuff like that.
So what is this peptide shit?
So I'll tell you this. You know how in the beginning I've talked about me being on this weight loss journey and stuff like that, and losing weight.
It seems to be working.
And even you, a little while ago, you're like, "Hey man, you gain a little more weight." Than when I like the cheeks are a little fatter. I was like, "Yeah man, I've been gaining more weight now, going back up when I was coming down." So when I had originally started, so me and Isaiah, we live together right now, but before that, he came down. I think at my heaviest, I was 260, 265, dude. I was a big boy. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't do anything. I ate, I sat
You're
down.
not that much
was
taller
it.
than me.
Yeah, man, I'm 5'10". So I get in and I'm pushing, man. And the first thing he does when he moves in, he's like, "You got fat as shit."
Hey,
and I was like, "Fuck." I was like, "Damn." But I mean, it was true. It's true, man. I go back and I look at my photos and stuff. It's crazy, and he was like, "Nah, we got to change that." And he pushed me to get up and move and actually get out the house and fucking, dude, I wasn't going to the beach. Even though I live like 30 minutes from the beach, I wasn't going to the beach. I wasn't going to the
2 months ago, you were going to the gym every fucking night.
Yeah,
3 months ago, whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you still pay for the membership?
Yeah, even then, like I said, I went 2 days.
Are you still right now paying for the membership?
Yeah. So it's one of those things, man. I went 2 days this week, didn't go today. But before that, I haven't gone in 3, 4, 5 weeks. Like I said, it's been a decline, but it's like one of those things you gotta be consistent at. You gotta hold yourself accountable, and I think with that you have to be able to accept that there's gonna be days and weeks that you just fall off, you know. And but the thing is, the strength is finding it in yourself to get back up and keep going. And I think one of those things is you have to hit rock bottom, because that's what it was for me. I hit rock bottom, and I was like, and it just. And in that time, what I go 2 months, a month straight of just going clean and just doing better.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember days you were afraid to drink on the
man.
show because you didn't want the calories.
Yeah, it's a switch, man. It's a switch in your mind that says, "Look, I'm either gonna do it," and it was also medical. It was also health. My doctors was like, "Hey, man, if you want to live to see your kids grow older, you gotta get your blood pressure in check. You gotta get your fucking your what is the other thing? Your cholesterol. You know, like these things are crazy." And
do you have the high blood pressure?
Man. Yeah, high blood pressure, same thing. You know, not now I don't take any of my medication because I don't need it. I don't get those spurts, man. But back then I was shaking, man. I was dizzy, disoriented. You know, my blood pressure's through the roof, man. I'm telling you, I eat something that was just boom. And then the fat life be fun. It'd be fun, but it'd be short.
Short and sweet.
That's true.
Short and sweet, you know what I'm saying?
But I mean, come on. Would you rather live till 70 or 85, let's say, without never touching a steak, or live till 60 and have a couple of steaks with butter sauce?
Well, that's the thing, though. You can have your steaks and butter sauce. Isaiah tell you, that motherfucker eats more steak than anybody.
I love steak.
So before we dive into this, I wanna share the video that Isaiah just recently put up on his social media.
Please.
So you can see the person that I knew, that he knew, before the person that you see now.
Show me.
Give me a moment of
Hurry up.
time.
I'm getting fatter by the minute. You can't do this to me. I need peptides. We need to hire a new producer.
Digital kill the radio.
Here we go. Let me see. Is that you? No, who's that? That's not you. That guy's got two flippers.
Y'all see this?
Yeah, we see it. We see
Show
it.
us. Good play.
Any weight? You're kidding, right? You look great. Very fit.
You can always
So, do you see this, Garen?
be
I see him.
look better.
Yeah.
That's not Isaiah, is it?
That's him.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lies.
No, that's me.
You got those arms right now?
Yeah, man.
No need to lose any weight.
Oh, shit.
You're kidding, right?
Oh, shit.
You look great. Very
So it's just one of those things, man. You know, like
Oh, I was gonna say, in that first photo, I was probably around 300 pounds, 300 plus
No.
for sure, passing 300. Which I am taller, but it still doesn't come to account. And for some reason, our family has a genetic where we gain weight, it goes to our face, and we puff up like watermelons. And so all of our weight retention is always in our face too, as well. So I mean, that was like the start of it. And I've had a long journey of weight loss before, up until the losing that 300 pounds to what I am now.
What do you know?
I just weighed in this morning at 219.
Oh,
So,
shit.
Yeah,
How tall are you?
let's
about 5'11".
Very good.
so what's crazy is I've always been the skinnier one out of all of us.
What the fuck are you saying to me right now?
So
No.
even when we were all big, I was still the skinniest.
You're still big. What do you mean you ever been? You were born big, baby.
Exactly. But I'm talking when I was big, you know, like 40, 50 pounds ago. You know,
What was your biggest, Jacob? What's your heaviest weight?
I want to say
No
I'm
lie.
pushing 265, bro.
No, my heaviest was 285 at one
But
point.
you got to think about this. You know, one arm weighs like what? How much would you think one arm weighs? One fat arm. That's
Oh,
about
I
10
don't know.
pounds.
10, 12 pounds. Yeah.
So you got to think, man, that's another extra 10 pounds that's not even showing up on the fucking scale. I take
Fair
that into
enough.
consideration, man.
Oh shit! You had another arm stuck in
Yeah,
your
you
gut.
got to add another arm, dude. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. I feel you.
So, you know,
That's funny
but
shit.
like I said, it was a lot of eating right. That was the main thing. That was the biggest thing, was eating right. Changing my eating habits. The fast food, the bread, the sodas, the candies, the energy drinks, all that stuff gone. Had to. And it was more so just substituting, and it was the biggest thing was Isaiah was teaching me was substitute. You don't have to give up the things you love. You just need to substitute it for something a little bit better.
Like what? So you want a beer? You drink a fucking what? LaCroix?
Drink a seltzer or drink shots. It's always the fastest. You get drunk faster, and you just go ahead and get it over with.
But
No
see, after I have a
calories.
few shots, I want a couple more beers to back it up. It's that third.
Me, I drink low calorie beers.
Yeah, drink low calorie beers, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? By the time that comes through, you're already peeing that shit out.
Yeah.
There he is, his low calorie.
Like, one of our things was like for me drinking, I was drinking like a lot of vodka Red Bulls, man. Hey, I started substituting. Even Jack and Coke. I started getting Coke Zero for my Jack and Coke.
See, now this is why I drink tequila, because there's no sugar.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Tequila's great. Yeah,
tequila's amazing. Like I used to wear a Whoop, and my fucking recovery after drinking a couple of shots of tequila versus a couple of shots of whiskey, two very different nights.
Yeah.
So I switched to, a couple of shots of tequila. It evens me out, and I can have a couple of beers to roll through the night and enjoy my evening. Do I get drunk? I mean, I get a little tipsy, but I definitely not drunk. But nonetheless, is it healthy for my body inside? Probably not. Any alcohol is really not good for you. They're like, oh, drink a little red wine. It's good for your heart. No, the fuck it's not. Shut the fuck up.
Red wine.
So tell me a little bit about the peptide thing, though, because, and while we're not trying to be an infomercial, like that's not what PNS After Dark does. I have always been interested because, and I'll just preface this with this. My wife, she's always struggled with the weight thing every now and then. She got on the Ozempic, and dude, it's doing wonders, right? So what is is there a correlation between like an Ozempic and a peptide? Is it the same thing?
It's going down the same route. The Ozempic is a GOP, so that's going to be one of the first steps of a weight loss. But the only thing bad, man, the Ozempic's got a bad rep because people go through Ozempic, and it's one of the first forms of like GOP, so just fat burning and fat loss. Right. But it goes after everything. Like for me, that's somebody that's in a gym constantly and trying to build muscle. Ozempic would be my worst enemy.
Does it actually eat the muscle?
Yes, it will tear everything down. It doesn't care what it is. It would, and there's a lot of research and stuff like that about eating bone density and stuff as well. So people have bone issues after that.
Yep. Interesting. Just said that right there.
Yeah. So, and I have a lot of people that have came to me and they were previously on Ozempic, and they're getting a lot of like internal pains, stomach pains and pelvis pains and all those type of issues like that. And then that one's FDA approved, so they like to, for some reason, our pharmacy government likes to add their own little twist of a little bit of cancer in whatever they're going to give out to everybody. So Ozempic is mixed with some type of preservative. Don't know why you need that, but they do, and that preservative is what leads a lot of cancers.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference between what she's taking and what you got?
So
or like what you're here for?
The one I have is a GOP3, so more advanced than that first stage level one. This one actually produces, it actually retains muscle. So, it saves that muscle to the very end, because, you can do a lot of cardio and it's going to, if you start to burn everything, but it retains muscle and you get to build muscle on it, as I did. And it also gets your metabolism in order. And that's getting all that stored up fat and using it as energy, like productive wise. You're actually using stored up fat as energy, so it gives you an energy boost. And then the third one is a big one on the blood sugars and insulin levels. This one, it helps with diabetics as well. They can get on it and just be only on this, research wise. They can, so it's
that's one of the biggest things is you have to, when you talk about peptides and stuff like that, you have the disclaimer that says it's for research purposes, guys.
Yeah, it's
everything that we're talking about here is all for research purposes. Obviously, we encourage you to do your own research on everything we talk about on the show, whether it's aliens.
Don't fucking sue us because you took some of this shit and made your dick turn purple. It's not our fault. I fucking didn't tell you to take this shit.
Yeah, put it right in the nipple.
Everything I talk about is gonna be referenced to lab rats. That's all.
Everything discussed on PNS Studios.
Yeah,
After Dark does not represent.
But yeah, that's the biggest difference,
Dude, have you had shut the fuck. What are the side effects?
Side effects, man. Since it goes after your metabolism, so it tends to it will kick up your metabolism. So if Jacob has experience with like these fat burner pills and stuff like that, so when you go to the gym, you're able to produce, more of a uprated heartbeat in a sense. So it elevates your heart rate just a tad bit, not too much. I've felt it when I started it. Some people don't report it at all. It's just a little bit of elevated for the first 2 weeks, I would say, as it's introduced into your system because it's using sort of fat as energy. So you do get the resting heart rate a little higher, but that's a minimum, a small thing. And then the second thing is headaches, which you can get those headaches from the Ozempic, but it's because you're using your fluids in your body to start producing and burning fat. So all I do is I just recommend drink electrolytes. That's the most important thing I can do. Just an electrolyte bottle in the morning and then one at night if you want to, but in the morning time is the best bet.
So eat some Chinese food, get your MSG, you're good to go.
Now, the thing about the GLP-3, the good thing about that, it helps you get your diet in check. Because you got to think, if your metabolism's in a boosted rate of burning fat and you just feed it just straight Chinese food, something oily and fat and fried, it's not going to sit too well with you,
Oh, so you actually almost get a reaction to it.
Well, it's more of like your stomach's boosted up at a versus your slow digestive system, like, oh, it's going to sit with you all day and slowly break down. This is meant to just burn your fat faster. So when you eat something like that, it's going to hyper, pick at it and not try to let it sit in your stomach for too long. So if you give it oily based foods, it's not going to like that. You give it something fibrous and very well clean, it's going to love that and use that as very clean energy.
Are you taking this, Jacob?
Yeah. So
are you eating tacos
I haven't
and shit?
taken it.
Like, do you have oily shits and whatnot?
I haven't taken it recently, but when I was hitting the gym and everything hard, I was taking it. So that's when I saw my biggest gains. Now I did notice the elevated heart rate, what he's talking about. But if anybody here if anybody here has ever been on pre-workout or have ever drank a lot of energy drinks or something like that, that to me, the pre-workout, the energy drink give me more of a heart rate spike than the shot ever did.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a shot. I thought this was something you drank.
No, it's an injection. Yeah, it's all.
You should. What do you put it in your ass or your tummy or what?
Anywhere where there's visceral fat. So people tend to hoard, fat under their arms, in their stomachs, in their glutes as well, thighs, stuff like that. So anywhere there's loose fat.
I mean, of course, you recommend talking to a doctor, right, before you do any of this shit.
The doctor wouldn't help you because since it's not FDA approved, they won't recommend this because that will go against they could lose their doctor license over this. But if you do your own research, so this stuff was already coming out, like same thing for GLP-1, the Ozempic, this stuff was already in the area, just not, doctor known until it got released, and then it became this big new thing. Oh, Ozempic this, Ozempic that. This is the same thing, but we're just fast forward. We're in the more advanced stage, but it's not going to be released. This is known to actually slow and stop cancer. So this stuff is not going to get released. Like it's going to go through a lot more trials and be very expensive when this comes out.
I don't know. I had a dad that died of cancers all over, and they ran some experimental shit on them. If this is supposed to work, why didn't they give him this?
Because this type of peptides are like a short chain of amino acids, so that's something our body already naturally produces. Like I said, the metabolism is something our body already does on its own, but sometimes we get older, it stalls out. Some people's metabolisms don't sit the same, insulin levels go down, things like that. So this is actually just tells the body to produce more of what it's doing and just amplify everything.
So as you see, I'm a smoker. I'm smoking, right? I just put one out. So what I do.
When did you start back smoking anyway? I didn't even tell you. Did you medicate?
Well, I had to take it easy to help the healing process, but as things are like really progressing, I'm still not smoking a lot. I smoke a lot.
Yeah. But do you feel like you're following back in your old habits?
No. So that's a fact. I smoke a lot on the show because there's a lot of thinking going on, and it's a way for me to take a nervous habit, like when I'm trying to process shit.
Yeah.
But like in my regular day, like when I'm around the house, maybe I'll have one when I wake up. Maybe I'll have one when I'm playing a little Skyrim or something, like to chill out, or if I'm doing something. But I usually don't. I'll smoke 4 or 5 cigarettes in a whole day. It's not a big deal for me. It's when I'm doing stuff like this that you'll see me have 3 in an hour, But what you're seeing me have half of one. Like here's the one I just smoked. There's still a lot left. I smoke a little bit. I put it out. I'm not like gotta have it. I'm not smoking 2 fucking packs a day or nothing. What I do smoke a lot of is grass. I mean, that's just my thing.
Yeah.
It calms me down. But I don't see that affecting me as much as, a cigarette does.
Right.
But then
So
again, you
what-
hear
what-
my throat
what-
and the way I talk, it's not good at all.
You
None
guys
of it's
sound like
good.
Dan Bane here soon.
Shut the fuck up.
Anyway,
gonna kill you.
going back to your reference of what you were gonna ask about peptides and spoken.
Yeah.
What were you gonna ask?
Oh, I think I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I was
Yeah,
going to
he-
get into the one I'm talking about. The GOP was called retatrutide, and was actually pretty cool about this one is that people have started to, because it like goes into it also plays with your mind and conscious a little bit. Like it will start to recalibrate things that like, so it messes with your endorphins a little bit. So the way people like to play on their phones or pass by and do times, for instance, like gambling and things like that, it actually fixes things like that. And you no longer get that same reward feeling that you usually get when you do those certain things while you're on this. It's because it also attacks like your food as appetite and food suppression as well. So it's like I don't have like cravings for sweets anymore. And I was bad. I was to the point where I had gained in some of those videos right there. I was 263 and I was having a sweet tooth. I was coming home at night and eating a bowl of cereal with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I was like every night thing. And,
Put up,
and
Jacob,
eating sweets was killing me.
Can you go back and put up the first picture of him before he lost the weight?
Yep.
I just want to see it. I'm
I can
not going to
attest to
pick
this.
on you. I
This
just want to see
man,
it.
this man would get mad at me. You know what I'm saying? If I would buy sweets in the house, because he's like, you know that I can't fucking control myself. You know what I'm saying? You bring this shit in here, man. He would get mad, dude. I was like, this is not even for you. It's for the girls.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to fucking side with Absolute on this.
It's tempting, man. It's all temptation, you know. And it's like I wasn't at the
I get
point
it.
where I could fight it off. You know, I open the drawer up, I see snacks from all three shelves full of it. You know, and I'm just like, man, which one do I go after first? You know, open the freezer, it's full of tubs of ice cream, Rocky Road, cookies and cream, and I'm like, man, what did I just get? You know, 1 or 2 scoops won't hurt. You know, that's what I tell myself. But when does
but
it
5
end?
days a week.
Yeah,
That's 10
exactly.
scoops.
Exactly. And then
I
for
feel
me,
that.
at the same time, I was strength training as well. But so all of the bad food just went straight to my gut. And that got me like a big insecurity because I just had a stomach, just big stomach, man.
So I've always been naturally heavy, but
Mhm.
from years of physical labor as a young man, I mean, I ran my father's landscaping company basically, and I was out there with the guys who doing the, hauling barrels of rock and doing, hauling brick all day long, doing
Yeah.
landscape construction. I've got a core on me, so
Yeah.
I'm wondering. I'm finding a hard time. Like I'm not a big belly guy.
Mhm.
I got man boobs is my weird thing. Like I don't hold my fat anywhere but in my chest, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't even have the boobs I got in that picture there. How does this translate with like I've got a heavy core
Mhm.
is what I guess I'm saying, right? Like I'm sure you do too from all the working out that you've done. How does that translate to weight loss? How can you get the weight loss done without affecting this core strength? You know what I mean? Like the weight loss.
Yeah. So
I'm
the
having a hard
biggest
time
thing is
figuring
going to be the diet, you know, because in this point right here in this photo here, I'm just 300 of just jelly, you know, I'm soft all the way through.
But I
So
see big arms.
there's
That's not muscle underneath.
oh yeah, but it's more of like I'm filled out in a sense, you know. And it's more of like I had strength because I was working out. I was not. I was working. I was working
hold
every
on.
The
day.
eggs are all lying.
Hold on.
Steven.
I see Jacob laughing. Say that again.
No, because he's right. Like you of course everyone's gonna have some level of muscle. You know,
Is he sucking it in there?
You have to. I think
No.
he is sucking it in.
No,
Right?
I
He
wasn't
is sucking. I know. I know a suck in when I see it, baby.
Which this photo right here was actually for my transformation because I knew one day I was gonna be able to achieve a body that I actually like. So this one was. I have pictures like this, but with no shirt on as well. I was very vulnerable at this time, but I was very insecure as well. So it's like this was one of those pictures where I was like very much not happy with myself, which is hence why I'm taking the picture in the first place.
I don't think you're ready for this, jelly.
And that's one of those things. Like I uploaded pictures of myself with no shirt on, clothes, because you have to be able
Yeah.
to be. And that's the biggest thing that we as brothers we tell each other. You have to be comfortable being
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, I get that.
So,
You know, because
but-
like even now
But
when we go on vacation, they're like now like take your shirt off. What you got your shirt on for? I'm like, all right, fuck my bad. You know,
But there's something to be said for age with that too, because at 50 years old, I don't care what fucking people think. I have a wife who absolutely loves me. I got kids who fucking adore me. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. I think it's a younger thing, maybe. If I go to fucking thing and I take my shirt off, my boobs are hanging out. Okay, great.
Well,
But what are you gonna do? Are you gonna beat me because of it?
It may
No.
not be this, Anthony, because it may not be this. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one of the biggest things as a man that I'll tell you that got me into thinking about losing weight was
Mhm.
I was the biggest thing for me was sexual performance. You know what I'm saying? You know, being, and it may not be a thing where it's like your libido. It may not be like where you give out, but your body gives out. You're tired. You're sweating. You're like, you know, your heart rate is just.
I've dripped enough
you know what I'm
sweat
saying?
on broads to let them.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, and you think about it, you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, God damn, you know, like, well, she's got to look at this, you know what I'm saying? Like, people got to look at this. I'm trying to, you know, this is what I'm bringing to the table. But, you know, you get that and like your heart rate's racing. You're like, you're like, fuck, I'm fucking hot. I need the air on. Give me some AC. You know, at one point you sit there and you're like, fuck, damn, I'm out of shape.
It'd be nice to not die after a nice
And
sexual encounter.
I remember back in the day, man. I had a homeboy. He was really big, you know. Shout out to Greg. You know what I'm saying? Greg with all this big ass weight loss. I'm talking about he was lifting weights. You know what I'm saying? He was lifting weights at work. He would pick up the boxes and he's just like, yeah, you know. He's bringing his pre-workout. He's losing. He's dropping weight. He's like, man. So I asked him. I'm like, dude, let me ask you a personal question, man. I don't want you to get any weird about it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna ask you. You know, do you see any progress, like any with the length and stuff? He's like, man, shit. He's like, ask my old lady, you know. So you know, it's these things that people don't really think about.
Well, when there's no tummy getting away, you know, length is there, right? If there's no fat around, it looks a little bigger. I get that.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying. So these are other things that, you know, people might want to be, you know, might want to feel a little more different about, you know, when they take their clothes off in the mirror, you know what I'm saying, and look at that. Or maybe their performance isn't the best and they'd be like, oh man, I got to go get testosterone boosters. No, you don't. Just eat a little bit better. And I'm telling you, your shit.
Are you eating better now?
Yeah, I eat better now. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I still go to fast food and stuff, but I do.
That's not eating better.
Less. I know I do. I do a lot less fast food now than I did before.
The Joe Rogans of the world don't eat fucking McDonald's.
Who?
The
Joe Rogan's still fat. What are you talking about?
He's fucking cut, dude. There's no fat on that guy.
Joe Rogan works out.
Have you not seen him in his leg?
He's core strong.
I see his little leg kicks and shit.
Yeah.
He's core strong, man. He's definitely got MMA fight.
So that's another thing, right? Like, because of all the years of work that I've done, right? Like out in the field and lifting all the heavy barrels of gravel and, you know, how many bags of grass and barrels of grass a day you take to the trunk and dump it. I was working a Mexican job. I swear to God. How many of those, you know, how long does that last though? Because here I am 50, I'm still strong as a bull, but I'm a little chubby because, you know, of a little bit of a sedentary lifestyle. I'm not working. I'm semi-retired. I work around the house. I do shit, but not as active as I was in the kitchen where I'm sweating over a hot stove for, you know, 17 hours a day. So does the core strength allow some kind of a benefit to being a little chubby sometimes, or is it still just fat just doesn't do you any good? Do you get where I'm going with that?
I don't feel like I know what your question is, like, in a sense.
It's a weird question. I guess I'm talking about weight loss and fitness, right? So if I'm 5'7", like I am, and I weigh 233, but, you know, so much of that is muscle, there's a lot of fat on there too that, you know, doesn't need to be there. As opposed to a guy who's 233, but all muscle, is there a difference in health benefit? Because your body still has to carry that weight, no?
Yes. I mean, well, you're looking at a guy that's, you know, prioritizing health and fitness, which their mobility and flexibility and all that stuff would be a lot more up to par, you know, versus you do have that strength in yourself, you know, but if you was to, you know, even shed weight and stuff like that, you're going to feel a lot in, like, you know, your joints and stuff like that, you know, you're going to feel a lot more mobility as well.
So do the weightlifters have a problem with their joints as well because they're carrying all that muscle weight, or does the fitness end of it and the eating well kind of balance that gives them the right nutrition?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of fitness guys are going to take a lot of supplements to, you know, repair and stuff like that for themselves. So they, you know, these protein powders and stuff like that are so advanced that they help you recover from after your workouts and stuff like that. But, you know, for working out and stuff like that, that's where, you know, people are more prone, you know, lifting wise, they're not steady and know what they're doing exactly. You know, they could injure themselves. They're more prone to injuries in the tendon areas and joints. So they do have that as well.
I got you.
And even some of like the Olympic, you know, old school, you know, bodybuilders, they all walk a little funny because they're like, you know, they were pushing themselves very hard with steroids and all this type of stuff and training, and they did end up jacking up their bodies, and when they walk weird and have so many surgeries, you know, so there is a limit to it.
Is that because they're not rebuilding properly with the right nutrition?
I mean, technically, I mean, no, their diets back then in the 80s were phenomenal. You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger and all those years and stuff like that, Ronnie Coleman, all those big greats,
Eat your raw
everything was great
eggs.
back then. But dude, lifting 1,000 pounds and squatting it for a couple times
Yeah,
is
that's gonna
not
kill
healthy.
anybody.
It's ripping you apart, you know. And it's more of like the surgical surgeries that they had, you know, from their injuries is what ends up actually taking them out.
Yeah, a lot of them, they complain. They go on and they talk about their botched surgeries. You know, a surgery that fucked them up. You know, it
Good
was
point.
supposed to be for
I didn't think
repair.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
but if for your everyday person, the person that's not going to competitions, you're not fasting, you're not trying to, you know, be in these Mr. Olympian shows, you know, it does wonders. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about it because of my dad. My dad's what, 55, 53, something like that.
Your dad's 50.
You
My
know,
dad's 85, dude.
you
86.
know what I'm saying? Well, you know, Mexican, we had
You're
kids
so
our age,
young.
you know what I'm saying? But my dad's got neuropathy. So
Oh.
my dad's been putting on weight like crazy, and he doesn't get up because his legs hurt. He always complain, my legs hurt, my legs hurt. I don't want to walk, my legs. You don't understand, my legs kill me. And he's always getting his, you know, his wife to massage his legs and stuff like that. You know, rub, and the biggest thing about it is he goes to the doctor and they're just giving him opioids after opioids after opioids. That's what they give him. That's the treatment.
They give you the pain management. They don't give you the fucking health management.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I know that Isaiah has been working with my dad, with some of the peptides and some of this, because so different peptides. What Isaiah has brought to my attention, they do different things.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not
Really?
just one peptide and it does everything. It's not like a cure all.
Okay. So what is it that you promote? Like, let's get to the nitty gritty of all this, right? So you're actually here to promote a product today. What is it that you're promoting? Like, is it a specific peptide, a company
Really,
name?
what I would like to get out is more just the knowledge of peptides. You know, it's sharing it to people that are unknown about it, you know, rather than me here to make a quick buck or something like that. I'd rather more people be informed about it. You know, my mom just started that weight loss one, but my father is also on it's called the Wolverine blend. So it's just a blend of two different peptides and they both repair. They're repair cognitives. So one repairs down to the tendon and joint levels, to like the pin-sized joints that are in your shoulders and stuff like that that connect it repairs from that level of muscle and tendons. So it's very deep in the joints, and that's where it starts to repairs.
Sounds like restoration magic in the Skyrim RP we play.
Yes, it's kind
Repairs
of
from
something
the
like that.
inside out.
So it is great because I was able to try that out. Not try it. I tried it on myself, of course, but tested on my lab rats. But my father's lab rat was also there, and I tested it on him, and it was great because he actually saw results after 3 injections. You know, you can do this on a different schedule, but after the third injection, he was like, I was able to get up from bed one day, and I started walking, and I was walking all day. I was like, I didn't sit down or nothing. And my feet weren't killing me. He's like, I was walking. And that's great because that's going against his opioids. And that's something that I want to get him off of because he's getting panic attacks and anxiety and all these things that he didn't have prior to taking these because they're so strong, you know? So he's like hydrocodone, all these big boy, painkillers and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So, but the doctors just prescribe. Oh, you're getting anxiety. Let me give you this other one, with the Xanax bars and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm gonna give you stuff that actually helps. And lo and behold, it was actually fixing him. I told him it's not just a jump up in the morning, you're gonna feel great. No, it's just slowly, your body's gonna start repairing itself. And he's like, I did. He's like, and I love to be able to move around and walk around like that without feeling that drowsiness of wanting to, take another pill to feel better because I'm throwing up without him.
Right.
So
is there a brand name that you use? I mean, we're not sponsored. We have to say that right now.
Yeah.
This is not
No,
a sponsored thing.
I have a company, yes, and it is.
Is it your
Amritix
own thing?
Labs. Yes.
Say it again.
Amritix Labs.
Amritix Labs. Is there a website or a
you can
TikTok
all these peptides and information? I got social media, so TikToks, as well, Amritix Labs, and then the website where you can get it is amritixlabs.com. And but yeah, I mean, there's the biggest things, like I said, you got the repair. When people think about peptides, they think more of the fat loss because it's the most popular. You got women, you got guys, you got all these different people that are trying to lose weight. So that's like, down the Ozempic route, and then you got the repairs. Then you get skin function as well for glowy skin and stuff like that, like stuff that fixes, stuff
Sure.
like that, scars as well. And you
Does it
got
keep your
ones
dick hard?
Yeah, there's definitely
It's a
something like
solid
that.
question. You got to know.
There,
I mean, I'm asking.
now there is actually one called melanotan, and what it does is boosts your melanin, which makes people darker, right? So
Okay.
for some reason, a side effect for that one also causes a lot of blood to rush to certain areas,
So
and
because I become
you can
darker, my
see
dick gets bigger?
that is
Is
the
that
funny
how
thing
that
about
works?
it. Technically, yes, that's exactly what is
I
happening.
mean,
That's exactly what's happening. This is here is a flyer for our new available peptides.
hold on.
This is
Let
the
me see.
new
Let me
ones.
see. Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah. And each one is like they're all different. They might run down the same little road, but they all do different things. So many
So
different
is the
things.
sex one the NAD plus? Because I need
No.
plus to my NAD.
So I will tell you this, Anson. I will tell you this, and this is from my personal experience with using
Uh-huh.
and losing weight. Is not only is the energy increase there, not only is the length increase there, but your drive is there. You know what I'm saying? Because you get all this back. Because you got to understand, it's not just physical. It's mental.
Sure.
You know, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, damn, I don't even turn myself on. But now you lose weight, you're like, you look down, you can see your feet. You know what I'm saying?
just
You're like,
saying,
hey, where you been at, my boy?
I'm just
you know?
worried about taking it. I'm so big. If I take more, I'm going to hurt my wife. I mean, but I'm
Yeah.
sure there's other benefits. So maybe.
There-
So
there-
it's pronounced Amritix.
Amritix.
Amritix. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Amritix. All right. We'll put the website up there for you. Are you on social media? Is there anything that where other people can find you on other ways?
Oh
or
yeah,
what?
Jacob should have my TikTok account, which as well, where I show people how to reconstitute it. That means because they're all powder forms. So you buy this, this bacterial static water, which is kind of like it's kind of like alcoholic water in a sense, and then you just reconstitute it. Like that water goes into the powder, and you roll it around, and then there you go, and that's why you break down your dosages and stuff like that.
You stick it in your
So-
butt. All right.
Yep.
Now, guys, I have to give the statement once more. We're not sponsored by Amritix or any of that stuff. This is Jacob's brother, but I don't know. This has raised some interesting thoughts that I didn't realize about this kind of stuff.
So what today is, guys? Today's takeaway is knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That is what this whole purpose is for. We're not selling anything. We are giving knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
But if you
On
go there
what
and buy it,
peptides are.
hey,
But by all means, Isaiah is more than willing to answer any questions. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him do it. He'll talk to his customers one-on-one, and he'll explain what is what, and answer the questions that to the best of his abilities.
hey, I'll give him credit. I've been sitting here busting his chops trying to be funny for the last 45 minutes, and he's taken every question I've got and danced around the dance floor twice and given it back to me. I appreciate it, dude. It sounds like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man.
But how come Jacob's getting chubbier if he's taking this stuff? Look at those cheekies on him.
Well, I've been
What's going
taking
on
it.
there?
I have been taking it. Like I said, I have been taking it.
He doesn't take it. I mean, like I said, it's a consistent thing, and you do have to keep going back to it. And it's like you don't need it, but he also gotta want it. You know what I mean? So if Jacob doesn't want to go to the gym, I can't drag him out of bed and not him go. If he doesn't want to eat right with me, then I can't force him to feed. So
Isaiah
it's
throwing
more,
shade,
It's one of those
Jacob.
things. No, it's one of those things. Like I said, you have to be in the right mindset. You know what I'm saying? You have to be in the right mindset, and you have to be in that mode where it's like, whether it's heartbreak and women go and they get their hair done, and they get a hair color, they cut their hair, and it's like a whole new me thing. We all have seen it. We've seen it over and over before. But you have to get into that mindset where it's like, all right, no more excuses. I want it.
Right.
I want it now. And you have to
get that.
have that. And like I said, it's one of those things, but you have to be acknowledged. You have to be okay with accepting that as fast as you get up and start running, you're going to fall. You're going to trip. You're going to get down. And you got to reevaluate. You got to reevaluate.
Well, come on.
things.
You learn more from failure than success, right, Jacob?
Exactly. So once you start to reevaluate things, you figure out, instead of giving up, you have to figure out what's blocking you. What is stopping you from being back to where you were, and get those obstacles out of the way. Once you get
Fair
those
enough.
obstacles out of the way, you can focus. You can refocus again. But the thing is to refocus. Don't give up. Don't fall into those bad habits again. Of course, accepting it and understanding that we're all human is part of it. But at the same time, once you know that it's proven and it's changing, you can no longer plead ignorance.
Fair enough.
You have to be able to take accountability for that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like once I know, now I know going to the gym, eating right and stuff has benefits. It's benefited me. It's made me a better person. When I was hitting it hard, I was going to the park with my kids. I was doing all the stuff that I wanted to do that I was lacking, and I thought it was because I was, the biggest thing was I didn't have time. That was the biggest thing for me. I didn't have time. I don't have time. It wasn't that I didn't have time, and I wasn't giving myself time.
You
I
didn't
wasn't
make the
giving,
time, yeah.
I didn't make the time exactly. You know, I was too busy wallowing, once I started hitting the gym, I started getting that energy back. I started feeling better. I started looking better. You know, and you'd be amazed as how much looking better and feeling better takes, and how big of a portion it holds over you and everything that you do, whether it's going out with friends, going out with your family, telling your kids, hey, I'm on the way, y'all can start kicking the ball, I'm on the way over there. You know,
Right.
it's a big part of it, man. And I think that once you start doing it, you know, and like the whole point of peptides is kind of a, I don't want to say it's an incentive, but it's a tool. It's a tool to assist you into bettering yourself. It's not the fix all solution. It's not the miracle drug. It's not Ozempic. It's not just gonna burn everything and you're just gonna be skinny walking around like Jonah Hill.
So when are you going to start taking it?
When I can afford it.
You got a hookup right down there. He's right here. He's your hookup. He's like, I can
Yeah.
spot you a few.
You get how it makes you feel like a
Oh shit,
slob.
you're getting healthier. Makes me feel like a slob. Well, I mean, we
Ja-
all feel
Ja-
like slobs, but
Josh is like likes to go and fat watch people at the park.
no,
Well,
Josh
he-
likes
why-
to go to
why
Five
he-
Guys.
He likes to sit there with a little box of Oreos and be like, look at that fat fuck over there.
Box of Oreos, motherfucker. The guy's got a triple from fucking Five Guys and a bag of large fries.
He's like,
He's like, I feel so fat.
what did that one what did Felipe Esparza says? He's like, you fat people, we don't ever do anything to better ourselves. We just point at other fatter people that are fatter than us. And say,
Yes,
look at that fat
yes.
piece of shit over there.
Yeah.
Yes,
He said, if I ever get like that, let me know.
he is like that, but he's a good guy. All right, hey Isaiah, thank you, dude. Like this has truly been enlightening. Like for real, I didn't realize. You know, you make fun of oh, I'm on the Ozies or whatever, you know, but
Yeah.
I didn't actually realize, you know, all the I guess I didn't
Science?
judge it fairly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Celebrities are on it, they're losing weight, okay, great. But I didn't realize there's still a discipline that has to go behind it.
Mhm.
Will you do me a favor and hook this motherfucker up? Just get Jacob some pills and let's get him rid of those baby cheeks.
I got him. Yeah.
Right on my cheek, just shoot it right now. I want to do
Definitely.
one cheek so that way y'all can see. When I come back, it's gonna be like,
But like I said, it's a really big, amazing. You know, like there's so many. You go on the website, there's so many. You can get even overwhelmed with how many there actually is. From detoxing your skin to your gut. You know, from actually brain neural ones as well that help people with like ADHD as well, like that I have, where I procrastinate a lot on my list of things to do. There's some in there that actually help, you know, tie in your neurals and helping you, you know, yeah, man.
we
What
love you
the
too, man.
fuck?
We love you too.
Yes,
Hey,
Hey,
No,
we
I didn't
love
even see
everybody.
what that said.
Yeah.
he says he's black and he's gay and he loves us.
But I wanted
All
to
right,
talk
well, we
about that
appreciate you. I am
that
too.
GOP3, man. I was a smoker, man. I was a smoker before I got on it. I was on Zins. I was smoking a pack of cigarettes, man. I really was, and I had started getting like a lot of anxiety. And I was smoking, and I know it wasn't good for me, you know. And when I had started that, like I told you, it changes your reward system. So I haven't smoked a cigarette, haven't had any nicotine in those past like 5 months now from it, you know. And I was popping Zins and stuff like that. Jay would tell you, you know, I was on Zins and stuff like that. So
Can you take a combination of like I saw like what 6 bottles, 7 bottles on the screen up there earlier. Can you like
you can
mix and match?
yeah with that is called a stack because they're all safe, you know, to go down the same, you know, yeah, you can stack them all and they're all doing different things. You know, there's some here for energy, you know, that are boosting your energy rates by themselves. Then you got your fat loss, and then you got, you know, your skin color one, you know, you can get those. You got the detoxing of your gut and liver. So they're all different routes in your body, you know. So as long as they don't all attack the same tree, you're good, you know, because you can burn out,
I
you know,
wanna-
like your receptors.
I want to take those skin color ones and get a scholarship.
Hey man, you definitely will.
The views expressed on PNS After Dark do not. I'm sorry. Who the fuck is random comments? I don't know.
Hey man, they want you to do that. I'm gonna say,
I
hey,
love you though.
Man.
I something tells me that might be the Drakester. You remember Drake? You were playing his shit earlier before the show.
the trickster. No, but again, like I said, dude, the biggest thing about today was, man, just to understand it, and thank you, Isaiah, for coming on here and explaining,
Yes.
man,
Mhm.
and you know, I thank you for, you know, helping me out, you know, with my weight loss journey, because again, guys, if you go back and look in the podcast, the previous ones, you see me here in this chair, you see this.
No, dude, your weight loss journey is you haven't even found the
Yep.
map yet.
You know what I'm saying? I'm tiptoeing to my weight loss dream. You know
What are you at right now?
I weighed myself yesterday. I was at 228.
You weigh less than I do. What the fuck are you talking about being fat?
Like I said,
You're only a couple inches.
we get it in our face, man. You know what I'm
Oh.
saying?
Yeah, that's the funny thing. I used to tell all my brothers that I'm like, man, I'm 223. I'm 220. I was like, man, if I weighed close to that, I would have been happy. You know,
Right.
and Jacob being the lightest of all of us, he always had that little bragging right. But now I
But it
actually exceeded
comes-
all my brothers. Yeah, I mean, I've lost more weight than all of them. And
Yeah.
and I'm
The
like I said,
videos prove the fact. I mean,
Yeah.
you got the pictures to prove it.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
didn't want to turn this into an hour-long infomercial, but it actually
Yeah.
really got fascinating. Like I learned a lot. Thank you so much, dude. I
Yeah,
appreciate
no
it. Will you come
problem.
back on the show and like
Yeah, no problem.
let us know how Jacob's doing? Like, don't let him lie to us.
Yeah.
Like this motherfucker's been cheating, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, I got plenty of customers that are giving me updates throughout their weeks, you know, even to my own mother being on it. And she's how old? 58, maybe?
Oh, your
50?
mom's just taking it.
My mom is on the weight loss one, yes.
So
and
my mom's
and the
recovering from a
healing.
stroke.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
yeah. So you
So
want to
she's
know like
lost-
everybody's
Oh,
well, I was gonna say like
my mom. See, when my mom had a stroke, she lost a lot of her strength from the left side of her body, like her arm and her legs. And she told Isaiah something the other day, and I overheard her say it because Isaiah's been giving her the injection and stuff.
Yep.
What did she?
What'd she say?
as well for you know the stroke symptoms and stuff like that. So she has you know where joints will give out you know and stuff like that. So she was going up the steps of her house. I think around like last year or so, towards the end of last year, she was going up the steps of her house and her leg gave out and she
Ooh.
fell straight on her kneecap and ended up
Ooh.
having issues with it. Didn't go to the doctor till now recently, and she's always had issues with her. She could barely start walking, and it just inflamed so bad and stuff like that. So now fast forward is the doctors, you know, she goes to the doctors now. And what do they tell you? They're gonna tell you to lose weight, you know, especially if you're stroke prone and you've already recovering from a stroke, you got to lose weight. Which now it's bad because she can't because she just blew her knee out, so she can't get on the treadmill and just walk it off, you know.
Right.
And to the point to where she was having issues at work where she couldn't get her job done and move around. Mobility was a big thing for her, so now she can't do any of those. And I put her on 2 peptides, one for the fat loss and one for the recovery of the you know down to the joints and you know nerves and systems and stuff like that. So that one's going to rework that one, and she's felt so good on both of those that she actually took it upon herself to go get a second job on top of that, you know, from her having to leave early from work because she's in so much pain and not being able to do her job to getting a second job now. And she's not on any medications like my father was, you know, with the other, you know, painkillers and stuff like that. She's not on any of those. So this is all peptide research. And
Yeah, my mom is religious. She don't.
yeah,
do
she
it.
doesn't like that stuff. Yeah.
No.
So it took her a while to get into this stuff. You know, after I told her about it, I was like, Mom, this would do you a very good, you know. And she came about 2-3 weeks ago now, about 4 weeks probably before, and she weighed herself here in my house, and she was like, man, she's like, I'm the biggest I've ever been. And she's not like that, you know. I got discouraged, you know, get insecure in a sense like that, and I gave her medicine, gave her first shots and stuff like that, and she left, and gave her stuff, and she called me about a week ago now and gave me her 3-week update. One, she lost 8 pounds already off that first 2 weeks. She had lost 8 pounds. She was already adding up to the third week. Now she has more pounds. She dropped plenty of weight now, but the second thing was she no longer had her sweet tooth. My mom was a fiend for ice cream, so she loved her sweet tooth, and she said she
Butter
usually goes
pecan.
over butter pecan and vanilla or something like that. So she usually goes over budget on her grocery list because she's out buying junk.
Gotta buy that.
And her husband gets upset because you know when you went over your budget and you're out here buying junk. You know, I don't like you buying that stuff. But now she's like, my freezer is almost empty because I ain't got no more ice cream in there, and I'm not looking for it. You know, I'm not craving it. And then she also felt the energy aspect of it as it turning her fat into energy. And as well, side effect. And so my mom did not feel the heart rate thing, and and she only felt the headache thing. So I told her get her electrolytes. I gave her my code to go buy electrolytes, and she's like, that fixed it instantly. She's like, now I'm good. I don't have that issue no more.
Interesting.
And that and the blend for the repair.
So they work on these. They do a lot of yard work in the fields, like you know.
No shit.
A lot of landscaping. So they're on.
I would never have guessed.
Like yeah, right. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But for them to be that old, you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
these trucks that they work on, they're like they have to jump up and down these big old trucks. I'm not talking about like no pickup truck. I'm talking about
Right.
like a hay bale truck, you know.
Yeah.
So these things are up there. So she hasn't been able to do that. But last week when she came here, she was like,
Yeah.
you know, I got up on the truck and I got back down. I was up on the truck. My mom cut my grass.
Jacob, I changed 4 carburetors yesterday. I changed your grass. I milked the cows.
I tried to cut it. She would not let me. Dude, the neighbors over
there. Let me rub this egg all over you. I've got energy.
I said, look, I tried to take the lawnmower from my mom. She would not give it to me.
Yeah.
She told me to go inside and start cooking.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
awesome.
when she was here and I gave her shot, here when she was here, she was running around everywhere. We went to the stores, and for my mom, she can't do that. She can't even be in the sun for too long because she starts to overheat and need to sit down. Like I said, she's recovering from a stroke, so she doesn't have that full functionality. But with this stuff, I'm telling you, she was out here. And this is from her own mouth, and me watching her, she's moving around everywhere.
Yeah.
To where she's like, I'm standing on the top of a chair cleaning shelves. I was like, Mom, just because you can do it, don't mean you should. Like I don't know, like
you need to hit me up with
that.
some of that stuff. I need some motivation in a bottle, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. See, and she's just getting back into what she used to be able to do before pre-stroke, and that's what she likes. And it's not you don't get a rushy feeling. You don't get these where I need it again. It's not, you're not addicted to any of these. You can stop it anytime you want.
I don't need my fix.
Yeah. I mean, I have people that love the results so much that that's how they act when they want to come back and get more. So like I said, I have an uncle that does nothing but body work. He always worked on cars his whole life. So he naturally has joint pains and just aches and his, legs and his knees and his arms. He always has all this pains and stuff like that, which he's naturally losing weight. And he just got on the weight loss one, but prior to that, he was trying out the repair one. So
everything,
carbon tone on his hands and stuff like that. So he tried out the joint ones and he loved it. He said it had me feeling like a young little boy wanting to go outside and do jumping jacks. This is a very, man that's used his hands his whole life. So
yeah, I think because you got to think, growing up, you're sanding. We sand by hand. You know what I'm saying? This is wet sanding.
Yes.
Anybody that's ever wet sanded or waxed their vehicle with a clay bar, like old school, knows what the fuck I'm talking about. And
wax on, wax off shit.
Yeah, but
like,
they give
for
you
real,
a little small clay bar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So imagine doing this years. Like,
decades.
This is what we did.
Decades.
This is what we did. This is how we grew up. Like this is how we got money. You know what I'm saying? Detail that car. My uncle would come out and he'd look at it and he'd be like, "You didn't get behind the rims. You didn't get the rims. You didn't get inside the little."
Dude, that was my
grooves.
dad with the truck. I feel you.
And we're out there in the range. Right? We're detailing. He's like, use old newspaper on the windows. You won't get rain spots. So we're learning all this stuff.
You don't get the streaks. Yep.
So newspaper. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we did. And you got to think, man, doing this for years, painting cars, sanding cars. I haven't seen my uncle. He's got to stop. You know what I'm saying? He's got to press down on his hand and deflame the muscle. You know what I'm saying? To get it. So whenever Isaiah was telling me how he felt, he said he was just laying there. He got the shot. And he said he felt like a cooling sensation or something. I like hearing the testimonies, man, because it's crazy.
Yep. As he had like a cooling sensation go over his whole body. He laid down and just kind of basked in that was his very first shot. And it was just, I guess the nerves of the body just starting to boost up, the repair.
I think he said he hadn't remembered the last time he didn't feel nothing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
He said, I can't remember. He said he damn near wanted to cry. He said, I can't remember the last time I didn't feel anything.
Wow.
Yep.
And
I'd like to have a time when I don't feel nothing.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not like a numbing thing where you're like drugged up. No, it's not that.
So can I get like a sample pack? Can I drink these down with a couple of beers and feel better? Like, can you guys send that shit? What's going on here?
Man, I'm on one for the detoxing, man. I'm telling you, it's actually a pain for me to get drunk because I can't get drunk. It cleans me out so fast. Like it just detoxes my body so fast. I can't get, it's hard. I'm talking straight shots. I can't get drunk.
Jesus. Let me tell you, dude. And this is just how it is. I didn't mean to cut you off, but when I was in the hospital and you can't have a smoke, you can have a drink. There are times when like the nurse comes in and you're about ready to strangle that chick around the neck. It's 4 a.m. She's like, "We're here to take your vitals, Mr. Atoll." I'm like, "I'm going to kill you."
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I enjoy hearing it, and listening to it when he talks about these customers and how his life changed, especially for my parents, even my brothers, you know what I'm saying? My oldest brother, who's the biggest out of all of us, is drastically losing weight, you know what I'm saying? And
did you see his update? He sent a video today, sending it to us. He's like just got to 260. This man was probably probably 300. Like he was big.
I want to get some of this energy stuff for my pops. He's 85 and he still goes to work, a couple times a week. He's working it.
Yep.
Maybe I'll hook him up. We'll talk after the show.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's definitely.
Yeah. So like my brother's big. Like he was big, bigger than like now he's smaller, but he to the point where he would be watching TV and he'd start snoring. And I look up like,
Yeah.
you asleep? No, I'm just
Yep.
No, I'm not sleeping.
No, he would
Yep.
be asleep. But
Yeah,
he
but he's
also
saying-
he's also was narcoleptic. He would just fall asleep.
Oh,
Like
really?
you know, he wasn't like narcoleptic growing up. This
Yeah,
is just
no,
him being big.
it's actually of him actually being the unhealthiness of his body caused him to have low doses of energy to where he could just, fall asleep anywhere, doing anything.
wow.
And driving was
Because
the
of
worst.
the energy. It
Yeah, the
wasn't a
energy
narco-
is
It wasn't as.
I mean, he's not eating anything that his body can use, So he's eating
Right.
junk, and then you're trying to put out energy. It just burns out. He burns out quick like a candle, So not much there. No motivation to work out, any stuff like that. And he's also has a weird what is it? I want to say it's more of like a trauma eating because he eats in the middle of the night while he's damn near sleepwalking. He'll go to the fridge and just make himself a whole sandwich and not remember the next day and just eats and eats and eats. And he's always hungry, always hungry. And I'm telling you, it's
Because
an
his body's
unlimited.
not getting the right shit.
Yeah, I mean, and he just keeps telling himself that he's hungry, or he says he's hungry, but he's like he probably doesn't know what it feels like to be full or sense or something like that. But he
Yes.
always eats, always eats. So all my brother's weight is in his stomach and his face. His arms and everything are actually fine, legs, everything are fine. It's just his stomach. So that's all of it's building up there. And when
I'm going to interrupt you real
that,
quick. I'm sorry. Keep going. I'll be right back. I have no
no
choice.
problem.
I'm about ready to piss myself.
I'm
I'm serious.
That's them beers.
But yeah, no, going back, like I think that's the biggest thing that was there was like, cause I'll be sitting there and he just like, just be snoring and be asleep, and I'll be like, "Are you asleep?" He's like, "No, I'm
No,
asleep."
yeah, he was always passing out, man.
But then you said on the last time when you were with him over there,
the
that he
last
was-
trip before he started anything, the last trip he went
before
about this
before you say
coffee.
before you say this, but I'll tell you guys out there, my older brother, nobody likes to sleep around my older brother.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And this is the big thing. Like even my daughters and everything. I don't want to sleep. When we go on trips, I don't want to stay with. I don't want to share with everybody.
Yeah.
I don't want to sleep with Edward. He snores too loud, and like we
Yep.
would hear him throughout the. I'm talking about when you hear those people when
Yep.
they're on TikToks and stuff like that. You hear those people going, ah, ah. That's my brother. That's my brother.
When we had our vacation house, I chose the opposite room furthest away from him. That's why he slept upstairs and I slept on the very bottom floor in the corner because I was like, I'm not trying to hear that.
But this is the link that it goes
Yeah.
through because it's that bad. Like
Yeah, it was
people
that
don't
bad. Yeah,
understand it.
yeah. Like I chose little Chris over Edward just because he snores that loud. Like I can't, I can't hear that. I can't sleep with that because I'm kind of a light sleeper. So it's like it would have messed with me the whole time I was there. So not gonna happen. And but no, I was gonna talk about his snacking before he got on it. When we were just taking a ride back to over there, it was only an hour 30 ride, and he downed a 400 caffeine energy drink, coffee caffeine energy drink. I was like, dude, that's more than I take in a pre-workout to go to the gym. And I was like, and he ate like 2 Snicker bars and like 1 Twix, and then he brings me like a junk granola bar. And I was like, I'm not eating that. It's just full of junk. And just for him to make that hour something ride, which he did not complete because he ended up still falling asleep, and I had to drive, so it didn't even work. But for him to feel that, and then us go work up in Atlanta, and him actually drive like up to 3 hours straight, not even napping, and he was very focused and everything. So that was a very big turnaround already from seeing that.
Yeah. So like I said, we're talking about how my brother, you know what I'm saying, like the biggest snore out of all of us, like to the point where my kids don't want to sleep with him. Nobody wants to sleep around him because he's that bad. You know what I'm talking about? We're talking about the guy you hear on TikToks and like that's him. That's what he sounds like. And it's loud. You know, so while my brother's telling him before, we're talking about how bad he was, that he would have to down an energy drink, eat candy bars just to make a 3-hour trip and then still not make it.
No, a 1 hour trip.
A 1 hour trip and still
Yes.
not make it all the way.
Yeah.
Oof.
Because his energy gives out. Imagine having that much caffeine in you and it doesn't do shit.
And don't do nothing.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
has he been taking this stuff too now?
Yes, like I
So
said, he's
now
seeing a big
recently-
result. Yeah,
so
now
the biggest
recent
thing,
result.
He said, Riggles was a 3-hour trip, you said? 3-hour
Yep.
drive?
Yep,
And he
3 hour
drove the
ride.
whole way?
Yep, laser focused.
Okay.
Because like I said, it starts to get that stored up fat and stuff like that that's in your stomach, that your stored up energy, as some people like to say, but it actually starts to use it as an actual functioning fat. It actually starts to do what your body's meant to do and burn it as actual fat.
I'm gonna have
And
to
then
agree with
I think
absolute
you
Isaiah.
said-
If you're taking away my Twix, we're gonna have to have a chat.
I think
I
you said
mean-
he didn't snore as bad either, didn't he?
I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
I spent 2 weeks with him. He only snored one time out of the whole time, and it was great.
But you took away the candy bar with the cookie crunch. You took
It's
away his
not-
Twix.
So you gotta understand, you can still eat a candy bar, but you're not eating a candy bar every day, 2 times a day. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? It's not healthy because you in yourself as a grown up, as an adult, have to take responsibility for your actions. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit there and say, I want to live longer, but damn, did you know that Wendy's got the 2 Baconators for sale? Buy one, get one free. I'm gonna go down 2 of them.
They do?
You know,
Is that now?
no,
I didn't know that was going on. Can we end the show? I didn't know they were doing Baconator doubles.
But so let me ask you, Isaiah, the biggest thing for you, what are your goals as far as like right now with your weight loss? What are you pushing towards? Like, what is the ultimate dream for you?
I mean, really, it's
He
just
wants to
more of
only
like,
have one stripe on his pajamas.
see, there you go. I mean, for me, it's more of like just physique wise, man. Like I said, I've always dealt with a fat body since I was little, middle school. So having a nice body was one of my biggest goals, you know. And weight loss, actually, I've kind of been hit my weight loss goal, you know, like something I have dreamt about having to have hit my whole life, you know. Even hitting 250 was my milestone for my life, but I hit it so fast, and then I jumped to 240, and I was like, well, let me aim for 225 around there, dude. Lo and behold, like I said, I'm 219. So now, but I'm also just as strong. You know, you got to incorporate the gym and stuff like that, so that way you don't end up like, you know, the Ozempic people where they just shed everything, you know, and you have loose skin and all these folds and sags, you know.
Right.
If you incorporate your core strength and all that
Leave
stuff in
Jonah
there,
Hill
so
alone.
so when you shred, you know, you're able to have your muscle and you be strong underneath.
Leave my wife alone.
And I have a lot of mothers actually trying the one that I'm talking about, you know, the GLP-3, you know, to lose their pouch, you know, because maybe newer mothers or something like that, but they lose their pouch and stuff like that. It also helps with, you know, thyroid issues, PCOS, you know, there's peptides that help their hormonal imbalances and stuff like that. I got plenty of females trying out some of the new ones for that. And it's like I said, you know, there's a lot of things for different people for different things.
So what keeps the FDA from approving this if it does all this good shit?
Funny enough, so you want to get into that is it's all
Just a
about
little
big
bit.
pharma. Big pharma, you know, I don't want to
It
get
really
nothing
comes
taken
down to
but
big pharma.
It's big pharma. So big pharma passed a bill back in, oh no, the Senate, the state we passed a bill back in, like, I want to say around 2016, around there. And what they did is they don't allow you to patent anything that the body produces naturally. Yes. So things like creatine, which is like the number one supplement for early gym goers and stuff like that, is going to be, it's all it does is add water retention to your muscles, so they stay hydrated, more full, more plump. You know, people getting into the gym like creatine. So that's not FDA approved. Nor is fish oils, or nor is magnesium, or any type of
Whoa. Hold on.
supplement
Fish
stuff.
oils.
Yeah, fish oils are not FDA approved.
Fish make fish oil. It's not called human oil.
Yeah, but they can't patent it because our body already produces the what fish oil actually helps
An
with, which
omega
is,
3 kind of.
yeah, omega 3.
Yeah.
Yes, our body produces
So-
it, but the fish is a lot more better.
I
at
take
doing
these
it.
one a days, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's supposed to have, like, you know, all of the daily nutrients on the back, all the vitamins you get, 100%, whatever's.
Okay.
But it's not FDA approved. What the fuck?
Exactly, because
It's
you
a
can't
vitamin.
patent all those things in that thing are what? They're a vitamin all a day. So your body already produces those vitamins. Might be at a low dosage, you know, because we get older, it produces lower numbers of that. But they can't stamp their FDA name on it and make money because we produce those things already. So there's no need for them to spend all the millions and billions of dollars on research, and then because they're not going to make any money back from it. So that's what I
This
said.
is
That's like
ridiculous.
the cancer slowing one and stuff like that is not going to get passed because it does what it does, and you know, it's, and like the energy ones and all these things, our body produces all this stuff maybe at a lower rate as we get older, but this stuff tells our brain to just amplify it and make more. That's it. You know, it's not coming in, you know, I'm not giving you energy in a bottle. It's more of it's going in your body and telling your mind to produce more energy, you know. So that's what the difference in a steroid and a peptide is, you know. A steroid is going to be more of like, you know, synthetic, you know, so it's coming in its own form and producing itself, you know, and presenting
So
itself.
what's a big pharma company out there? Let's just say, you know, Pills Incorporated, right? Let's say they're the biggest. I'm just making up a name. Say
Yep.
Pills Incorporated comes up with the cure for cancer. They won't release it?
No. Why would they do that?
It would make them a ton of money over the long run, wouldn't it? Like, through
No,
decades. 'cause
no,
we're all
no.
gonna
That
get
you just answered
cancer
your own question.
eventually.
Over the long run. So why would I give you the one answer? Here you go. Or why would I, or take it back and just break it down into sections? Here's stage
But
1 of it. Here's stage 2 of it. Here's stage 3 of it. And I'm gonna price these all different, and you have to keep coming back for treatment.
I get that, but billionaires make their money in the long run stocks. They don't make it over day trading. That's for
Yeah,
schmucks.
but it's
You know
but
what I mean?
what do you do in the stock? In the stocks though, it builds up over time, right? So that's what they're gonna do with all these little treatments. It's gonna build up. They're gonna build up, and that's how it is because they're not gonna want to cure it. Because why would they want to cure cancer?
So are we never going to get a cure for cancer? Is that just out of the fucking
No,
question?
yeah, that's no, because they're you can look into people that have came close to it and they just mysteriously die.
Well,
Like all the research goes with it. So you can't really. So
yeah. How much does your shit cost? How much for those little bottles? He's
so
right. Come on.
everything's under every single vial is like literally under $100, and you get like it's literally for starting
Okay.
dosages
Okay.
around the
Oh,
ballpark.
no. I'm not letting you get away with that. What's the most expensive of those little bottles?
Probably it's the one that has a 4 blend in there. So there's 4 peptides in one blended into one single one, and that
Okay.
one's probably runs you around $78.
Now, how many doses do you get out of that? How long does that
You
last?
you get that one. You probably get a whole. I want to say around 4 weeks at max. So you get around 4 weeks,
Okay.
and then that's taking it every day. The fat loss one you only have to take every other day. So maybe on a Monday and a Thursday, and then that's it till next week. So a lot of this, they go different ways, for dosage wise and stuff like that. But it's
Okay.
like, yeah, so it's not bad. And that's a fort that the Wolverine mix, yeah. Or the Wolverine mix is also sold on there. It's like $68, I think, around there. And then I also run sales and stuff like that. Amritix always has sales, 15% off and stuff like that. So, and there's bundle kits, or you get the free water with it, and always got stuff like that going on.
Free
Giveaways
water.
as well.
You sell a
Yeah.
special water too?
Well, because
So
remember I told you how it comes in a powder form,
reduce it.
and
You
you
have
need
to
the
reduce
water.
it.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
So you
Okay.
just mix it to that, just like
Okay.
adding paint, you add paint reducer and stuff like that, to thin it out. That's kind of in the same sense.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm just
So-
curious. I don't know anything
Yeah.
about this shit, so I've got to ask my questions. And Josh brought up a great question, so I figured
Wolverine mix, yeah.
Would you ever want to be Wolverine, Anson? I think so.
no.
But so we talked about Isaiah. You said you're doing this for personal, imagery. You want to feel better. You want to be better.
Yeah, longevity and stuff like that. You said my end goal. I mean, my end goal is to live as long as I can. The last thing I want to do is be breaking apart like my mom did. That's where I got a lot of inspiration to get into stuff like that. Is
I'll drink to that.
my gym fitness, was from seeing mom, in a stroke, and I spent those 2 weeks with her every day in the hospital bed. So I seen what she went through, and it was agonizing for her because my mom is very independent. She likes to do everything on her own. And she likes to greet people and stuff like this, and she likes to be talkative and stuff like that. And when her mouth doesn't work and she can't pick up her hand to brush her teeth, things like that got to her and broke her in half. And I got to experience that firsthand a lot of the times out of the days, and stuff like that is what really made me get serious about my fitness. Because at that time I was weighing the 300 pounds in that first photo, and I weighed 300 pounds, and I was like, I don't want to be like this for anybody around me, for kids, if I have kids in the future, for my family. I don't want to end up looking like this because I didn't take care of my cholesterol or my high blood pressure and stuff like this, So I wanted to take my fitness very seriously. And it's like I'm in the line of like, I want to get my brothers good, but if they don't want to help themselves, I can't help them, So it sucks to watch them go down that path, but I can't help anybody that doesn't want to be helped. I can only try to encourage and try to, be a role model or something like that. Because I don't want to tell somebody, oh, you need to go to the gym, and I don't go to the gym, So it's kind of like I want to encourage, So same thing for the peptides. Once I found out about those, and I got into everything and doing all my research, I was like, this can help my mom. This can help my aunt with, she has a plate sting. So her blood is thinner, and she's on 5 different steroids, and her face is like the size of a cabbage because of the side effects from these man-made already steroids,
You get that moon face,
So
right?
exactly. So I'm seeing all that. I'm seeing my dad suffer from laying in bed and having anxiety and panic attacks that he's never had before because of these opioids. So when I started doing all this research, it was really about family-based, And then I realized it could help other people anywhere, So now I'm helping people's mothers and people's fathers with the stuff that I recommend to them,
Sure. All right. Fair enough. Jacob, start taking this shit so you look better on air.
I'm trying, man.
You fucking better be, you motherfucker.
Shit, dude. I already fucked up. Maybe one that makes my beard grow back faster because I fucked up shaving.
I got the hair one, man. I got things for hair and nails, man. They're gonna grow your hair and nails, man. It's very fast.
We're switching it out, dude. Why don't you just shave it up clean and I'll grow the beard for once? Because it was always it was always reversed.
Let me come out here looking like a fucking kiwi, man. I'll be looking fucking crazy.
I look good. What are you
Just
talking about?
shave it all off, be clean.
Yeah,
smooth,
I want to
baby
see a Jacob Peach.
face. You want to see Mr. Potato Head? That's what you're gonna see.
Fuck yeah.
Jesus.
Oh shit,
Christ.
excuse me.
So
Couple beers got through this.
answer, knowing what you know now, and just listening, bro, and is there anything that you would want to like lose weight for? Like, is there anything that you feel like you would like to change about yourself, man, or like moving forward?
Dude, I got a list. Let me tell you.